Welcome back, everybody. Hurricane season is here, and Georgia has been incredibly lucky, but we always need to be prepared for severe storms and power outages. That's where our next guests really come into play.
Oh yeah, Tom and Krishan from Custom Solar Solutions know a thing or two about power, specifically solar power. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for being here.
Good morning.
You told me off camera that the time, if you're interested in solar, the time is now.
Yeah.
And you said it with a little bit of urgency in your voice.
Yeah.
So tell me why.
From the residential side, thanks to the big, beautiful bill, residential federal tax credit of 30% expires at the end of the year. So, our phones have been ringing off the hook since that passed. And I wouldn't wait until the last day because the permitting and Georgia Power and all the processes of going through that. So you need to get started now if you want to get it done. But probably the end of November is probably, I'd say, about the deadline to get this thing going.
Holidays are coming up. Things are going to start to slow down a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's usually a busy season anyway,
Sure.
as people.
So good. Krishan, we're going to just bring you in here. You know all things about solar power because you're part of the installation process. And you talked about the process, Tom, but we really want to kind of unpack for those who have no idea what this process is like, the installation, kind of, if you will, the behind the scenes. Will you kind of touch on that for them?
Sure. Most people notice the solar panels on the roof, and we have a crew that goes on the roof, but my job as the lead electrician is to make sure that power is in the proper conduit down to the basement or the garage, wherever the customer would like it placed, and get that run in, get the power intercepted from the main electrical panels, and make sure all the systems work correctly or installed correctly in a way that's going to provide the most performance. We also have to make sure that everything's up to code, your electrical box, your smoke detectors, things like that. We'll make sure your electrical system is completely safe and up to code. But yeah, it's a complicated system that we were well versed in installing. We've done them for several years now, and as an electrician, I'll be there in your home helping you make sure you get it exactly where you want it and it performs exactly as promised.
That's key right there,
Yeah,
performance, yes.
For those people who don't know, let's talk about some of the benefits of solar, switching over to solar.
Well, first and foremost, obviously, energy bill. It cuts that. You're always owed the fees, but most people strive for 100% offset on that. Not only in today's world, but also hedging. Prices are increasing on a daily basis. They will continue to increase. Inflation, so you're hedging against future increases. Solar has been established that it does increase the value of your home from a residential perspective, up to 6 to 7% in some cases. And again, solar can also provide you the, now with the advent of battery storage, and battery is really that game changer. It allows you to store that excess power that you generate during the day to be used at night and during outages. So you really get the advantages of using solar 24/7 and during outages. So
I mean, something I really love that you've mentioned before is that it doesn't have to be sunny out. Obviously, that's a myth. What are some other myths that you kind of hear that you can bust for us when it comes to solar energy?
Really, I don't know. I mean, what would you say, Krishan?
What do your customers say? And you're like, no, that's not accurate.
Let's see here. It's not going to keep me backed up as well as a generator will. It won't keep me performing as well as a generator. But the fact is the sun will charge up your batteries. Power could be out for several days. I'd say it's a little bit cloudy, but the solar panels will still collect power and still put power into your batteries as long as you're careful about your usage. Mainly your refrigerators and the essentials like that will keep your fridge running for a week or two. It could do it no problem.
Beautiful, so good.
That is a big misconception around the generators, because most people automatically think generators, and generators are obviously, they have their place, but when you're thinking about the emissions, the noise, you still have to fuel them, you still have to maintain them.
The noise, you just said it, disturbing of the peace.
And with batteries, you get none of that. And the prices come down to where, you spend $20,000 or $30,000 on a generator that you might use 2 or 3 times a year. Batteries, again, you can use 24/7 and during the outages. So that to me is one of the bigger myths. And then we also spend a lot of time, folks that already have generators, integrating those generators in with your solar system, so you have additional redundancy and backup that you can tie in with your systems for those days that you might have just complete darkness, and you might need to back up or charge your batteries. You can use the generator to charge your batteries and then run your system as well until the solar kicks
Very
back
important.
in.
A final message for somebody who might be on the fence about going solar.
I'll let you.
Let's hear do it. Now's your chance before the end of the year to get your tax break. Also, I've worked on these systems for 3 years. I can attest that they work very well. They do what they're promised. They will. You'll be the only house on the block with lights on
You're going to be hosting a black party, everybody.
Well, and as I've said before, it comes down to people make the decision of renting or owning a house, renting or owning a car.
That's right.
It comes down to do you want to own or rent your power? And in my mind, I have it in my house. I like producing my own power.
Absolutely.
And that's what it comes down to.
Incredible point.
Very well said. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Tom, Krishan, if you're interested in solar energy, please check out Custom Solar Solutions. They're locally owned and operated. All their information is right there on your screen. And be sure to visit CustomSolarSolutions.com.
That's so right. Thank